Okay.
Still set with the same rotation.
Yeah. Same way. Really, there's really not an option on the first two, just due to rest, our opinion.
Is this Saturday still TBA? Or
Yeah, it'll be TBA.
Dom?
If Dom's available, we'll use him. If he hasn't pitched yet, or if he just pitches a little bit on Thursday or something, but I don't see him pitching there.
Dave, there's a lot of different scenarios for you guys, including winning the SEC West. How do you think the weekend sets up going down there and playing Rye?
Well, I'd like to be a little closer to first, but A&M's right there with us. Basically, we're tied. Whoever wins 2 out of 3 between us two will finish in front of the other one. So it's pretty much the same thing. We're just going to go down there and play. We can't get all caught up in it. We just try to win Thursday. They've got a really deep pitching staff, really good bullpen, and that's probably the advantage they have over us. Just a little bit more experience in that pen. The field it's a beautiful park. It plays a lot like ours, except the wind blows out a lot more when the wind's out of the south. So, we just go play. Both teams are in the same boat. We're qualified for the tournament. Looks like both teams have a shot to be in a regional, no matter what happens. So, just see who plays the best.
Is it kind of weird because you mathematically you could win it, or you could not get a first round bye? I mean, there's a lot of different scenarios.
Yeah, it's that way a lot of times, unless you're maybe one of the top 2 teams record-wise going into the last weekend. So it doesn't surprise me. The league's pretty balanced for the most part. Anybody can beat anybody. I think the issue is with some teams, if they know they're not going to finish in the top 4 and they really can't move up in position, they're probably going to save somebody for Tuesday. And I don't know if we have that luxury, at least not going into it. We've got to try to win as many as we can and see how other teams do. But really, I just told the players, just play Thursday and we'll figure it out from there.
You got a lot of guys from Texas. Some are from real nearby. Just how big a deal is this for those guys to go back to their home territory?
I think it's a big deal. Plus, we have a lot of kids that we've recruited in that area that'll be at games this weekend, and we have some that are already signed and going to be here in a few months. So, we'll see a lot of those guys in and out throughout the weekend. But, really don't think about that too much. Just, try to get kids that we're recruiting to come to ball games, say hi, and hopefully we play well in front of them.
I think you assessed earlier in the season that Biggers might be the best defensive shortstop that you've had around here. What do you think his total package, what his season has been like?
I think he had a great season, especially for a player that, played 1 year of junior college ball and played at the Division I level, to come in and handle that position and play pretty much every day out there. And then on the other end, swing the bat, get a lot of big hits for us. Kept his average over 300 easy, and has done it in, throughout the season. It's just been like non-conference games. He's done well in league play as well. So probably couldn't ask for much more from him. He's a baseball player, and when you have talent, you show up every day and you're into it, you're going to have a good season, and that's what he's had.
How big is obviously it's baseball in this stage really improving. Look at all the kids you have from Arkansas. How big is Texas for y'all to recruit there?
Well, obviously there's a lot of schools that recruit Texas, not only the schools that are in Texas, but schools in the surrounding area. And, even schools on the West Coast will get in there. Stanford, Pepperdine have gotten a couple of kids out of there. And, it's big because there's a lot of population. Some kids want to get away from home. They want to play in the SEC, and they can come up here. It's not too far. There's a lot of Texas kids over at LSU and other schools as well. So A&M's done a good job of getting their share. They don't have to go far. They can stay down in Houston or move on over to Dallas, and they've done a good job of getting some of the best kids out of there. And we've gotten a few, and we get our share from here and then from the surrounding states and then nationally. But Texas is one of our top areas to recruit every year.
Since A&M got in the league, on average, how many kids do you guys butt heads with on recruiting, would you say?
Probably just about everyone they get and we don't, and vice versa. They're
Is it like 10 kids a year?
at least. When they got in the league, we knew we were going to have to, maybe get another region that we needed to jump into, and we've done that by going maybe more into Illinois and some of those states over there, and gotten a few kids. But they've done a good job getting their share of kids, and now I feel like Texas is going to be on the upswing. TCU's good, Baylor's good now, and Rice having a rough year, Houston's having a good year. I could go on and on about the good schools as far as baseball, Division I playing schools down there, and there's some mid-majors that are pretty good this year down there with Sam Houston, and so it's a battle to get them out. You got to go down there early and see them as young players and get them to come visit and get them thinking about Arkansas, and that's what we've done.
As far as regionals, you think will this series determine as much as anything, or is the conference
Yeah,
tournament have anything
I
better?
think probably if we won a couple of games, that would really help us. If we don't, then we'll have to do real well in the tournament. So it's really hard to say. Probably depends on where we end up in the standings. And, if we finish ahead of Mississippi State or a half game behind them, we beat them 3 times. So probably come down to some other things, maybe what happens in the tournament or RPI. But there's things we really can't control on one end of it. The only thing we control is winning and losing, and then just see what happens.
We ask every year about playing Childress and your guys there on the staff. What's it like for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same as always. They're always good, and those guys know what they're doing, and they do a great job recruiting and coaching and motivating their players. And it seems like every year they're knocking on the door for 40 wins and hosting a regional. And again, we play them. We're friends, and we'll be friends as long as we're alive, I feel like. But when the weekend comes, we don't really talk to each other a whole lot, and I haven't talked to him yet. He hadn't called me. I haven't called him, so I'll probably see him on Thursday.
It's about this week, or like, how often do you guys talk when you're not playing each other?
I don't know, maybe once a month. Depends on what time of year it is. Depends on what's going on. Sometimes it's more. Summer, it's usually a little bit more. In case their daughter goes to Nebraska, if they go up to visit her, then they might stay with us or whatever. So we talk a little bit more.